Hey, 30-06 John here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be giving a report from various news sources on recent bear attacks. I know a lot of people read about bear attacks. They sort of think it's something that really doesn't happen or not happen that often. It happens all the time. So I'm going to review some news stories on bear attacks, a couple of them here in Alaska, and a couple in the lower 48. So I hope you enjoy this video, and please keep watching. The first story I have here is from Alaska News Source, or KTUU.com. Talks about this Army soldier from J-Bear, and this just happened about a week and a half ago, just outside of Anchorage. So why don't you listen on here at the story.
In a story we've been tracking closely since Tuesday night, Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson officials say the U.S. Army Alaska soldier killed by a bear earlier this week has been identified as Staff Sergeant Seth Michael Plant. Plant was reportedly training in an area of the base just west of the Anchorage landfill when he suffered injuries that proved to be fatal. Plant, a 30-year-old from St. Augustine, Florida, is said to have been an infantryman from the 3rd Battalion 509th Parachute Infantry Regiment. J-Bear officials say another soldier suffered minor injuries in the attack but survived. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game says the bear involved is a female brown bear, adding that the sow had cubs in a nearby den. Now, last check, that agency said the location of that bear is currently unknown.
Our next story actually happened in Montana. This hiker was killed by a grizzly bear near Yellowstone National Park. Not too many details of the actual attack. He was an avid hiker, outdoorsman. We scrolled on further. Doesn't say anything about him carrying a firearm or bear spray. It does say in this article that since 2010, grizzlies in the Yellowstone region have killed at least 8 people. Among them was a backcountry guide killed by a bear last year along Yellowstone's western border. The next story takes place, of all places, in New Jersey. This lady was checking her mail and got attacked by a black bear. And it looks like a pretty rural area. Just walked out, checking her mail, gets attacked by a black bear. It looks like she saw several black bears. The bear scared off pretty easy. 150 to 200 pound black bear. The final story actually happened last year, but it's an update. It's an interview with the person who got mauled by a grizzly last year. Happened near Glen Allen, which is about 180 miles from Anchorage. They talk about his encounter with the bear. He's a surveyor, so he does a fair amount of traveling in remote areas. If you look at this picture, he does have a rifle slung over his shoulder. During his bear attack, they don't mention anything about him having a firearm or bear spray. A couple of things really highlighted in this interview. He had pretty bad PTSD. Didn't get much sleep the first few months. In this part of the interview, he talks about the encounter with the bear. He was just walking through the brush, and the bear saw him and just charged right at him. Looks like he didn't have a gun because he said he had a surveyor's pole, and he stuck that right in the bear's mouth. But the bear pushed him over, then the bear was right on top of him. One line right here says, I could do a freeze frame and count his teeth. He's recounting all the damage he was done to his body. I don't want to go into details. It says here, when he went to the hospital, they kept losing count at 100 stitches, so he's had well over 100 stitches putting them back together. It says here after his bear attack, he was actually back to work surveying a week later. But he still has surgeries. He has some long-term dizziness. Yeah, so this person, he had a bear attack a year ago, still dealing with the consequences. So those are the recent bear attack stories that I found here in Alaska and a couple in the lower 48. Once again, whenever you're out there, you always should be aware of animals, even when you're leaving your house. As I see more reports of bear encounters, bear attacks, people defending themselves against bears, I'll report those also. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. Thanks, everyone.